Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
Matterhorn Matt presents Matterhorn Mondays.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, all you mountaineers, to episode 76 of Matterhorn Mondays. I'm your host, Matterhorn Matt.
And I'm Alex the Historian.
And Alex has a new mic today, so big shout out to that. He sounds very clear. Yeah, we got a great stream, great episode planned for you guys. We might as well start off with the weekly Snapple. We need a name for this segment. I don't know. If any of you guys want to come up with a name for this Snapple segment, let me know, because I'm not good with coming up with names. But here it is: peach tea, plastic. I'll just do this for you guys. Alright. And the real fact, number 412. 2 trees can create enough oxygen for a family of 4. Interesting.
Wow.
I didn't know that. Now I do. It's not warm
now, are we
today.
talking like bonsai trees, or are we talking like redwoods?
That is a good... It doesn't specify, so it could be either or. But today my Snapple is not warm. It is ice cold. So hopefully I won't throw up like I almost did last time. Not that it tasted bad, it just wasn't, at its peak temperature. But yeah, here we go. I'll probably finish that in the next 5 minutes. Let's see, the Snappening, Snapple Time, Snap Back to Reality, Fast Snap, the Snappening, Snap Pass, Matterhorn Snaps. All good, all very good. If you guys can decide on the name. If you guys in chat can decide on the name, then we'll go with it. Matt Snap Facts, entering the Snapple trap. Snap to the future. That's a good one, David. That's a good one. Yeah, we got 21 people watching us live, and if you guys have not watched us live before, you can do so by subscribing to my second channel, Matterhorn Matt Streams. Link is in the sidebar of my channel, and yeah, if you guys would like to interact with us in the chat, we always say so-and-so in the chat says blah, blah, blah. That's the live chat on the YouTube stream, so if you guys would like to join us for that, you can do so by subscribing to my second channel, like I said. And I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but I forgot to do anything about it until today. But if you guys would like to be wished a happy birthday on stream, you guys can submit your name and date using the form below. You can do !birthday, except I don't think it's working. I don't think the bot's working, so I'll just paste the link in chat for you guys. You can submit your birthday along with your name or your username if you don't want to put your full name. Yeah, just submit it there. I'll add it to a calendar that I have on Google. And the link will also be in the description of all of the podcasts going forward. So yeah, if you guys would like to have your birthday be read out loud, you guys can, like I said, do so by using the Google form. And we got 3 birthdays this week. Well, 1 from last week, but 2 for this upcoming week. I guess we'll do it like that. We'll do whoever's birthday it is. The week of the stream, the week of the podcast. But yesterday, actually, the 15th, was Lillian Disney's birthday. So big happy birthday to her. The 17th of February, Jake Earth from the Discord server. Happy birthday to Jake. He's been in the server for a really long time. I remember him very vividly. And Mad About Disney, his birthday is on February 21st. If you guys are not subscribed to Mad About Disney, he just started a YouTube channel. Very great channel. I'll probably post the link in the description below to his channel, but Mad About Disney, his birthday's on the 21st, so big shout out to anybody else's birthday who did not get, my back is itchy, who did not get the chance to submit their birthday, if it was this week. But yeah, you guys can also do exclamate, well, you can't today, I guess the what is it, Nightbot's broken or something. Normally you'd be able to do exclamation Discord for a link to the Discord, exclamation Patreon for a link to my Patreon page, and exclamation donate if you'd like to donate to the stream. Hashtag Matt's back is itchy. Yeah. I can never reach it too. It's like very uncomfortable. Like it hurts my arm. But yeah, today's my unbirthday. So not my actual birthday, but I think it's Alex's unbirthday as well. Is that correct, Alex?
Actually, today is my wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, 1 solid year.
Well, big shout out to Alex. Happy anniversary, Alex. Matterhorn Matt, I don't feel so good. We're just going to get right into the stream, you guys. It's going to be an interesting stream. We collectively snapped the bot out of existence. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing an announcement. I don't think I'm missing an announcement. But I need to scoot in because... Okay. Oh, I guess at this point, we might as well get right into this week's News from the Peak.
We now present to you News from the Peak.
And for our first bit of Disney news, straight from the Peak, you guys. This is fresh off the Alpine. Frozen 2 trailer. Frozen 2 trailer was released just this past week, and it has already become the most viewed animation trailer of all time, with a record-breaking 116.4 million views in 24 hours. Now, if you guys have stuck with the stream for long enough, or with the podcast for long enough, you'll know Alex and I are not the biggest fans of Frozen 2. But, I mean, I haven't seen Frozen, the first movie, in a very long time, so I could be misremembering how bad or how good it was. I'm going to eventually watch it. But to me, in my opinion, I think the Frozen 2 trailer looks really interesting. Sort of a very different tonal shift from the last movie, at least. Alex, did you happen to watch the Frozen 2 trailer that was released this last week?
I did, and it's definitely has a darker tone to it, and I get the feeling that they're somehow marooned on an island. So that's what I feel like is happening in that trailer. So that'll be interesting. Not that I'm saying that the movie's going to be good. I'm just saying it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I agree. It looks interesting. I don't really remember much of the lore of the first movie. Like I said, I'll have to watch it again. But it got my curiosity is piqued to see
basically
how it turns out.
The first movie can be summed up with the simple phrase "sisters before misters."
Oh my gosh, that's perfect. I do remember like that awful twist at the end where that guy ended up being the bad guy. That was so corny.
Yeah.
But second bit of Disney news today: Disneyland After Dark is hosting a new event coming very soon. Disneyland After Dark Heroes Assemble, and links to all these articles will be in the description below. The article this is from the Disney Parks blog. You guys get to join superheroes during Disneyland After Dark. Join superheroes during Disneyland After Dark Heroes Assemble. So, you get to step into the superhero universe during Disneyland After Dark Heroes Assemble at Disney California Adventure Park. This special after park hours occasion will feature an action-packed lineup of experiences. Superhero fans of all ages are invited to experience the ultimate treat, incredible entertainment, character encounters, event-themed food, merchandise, and more, all themed to some favorite Marvel or to some favorite superhero stories. You'll also have access to select attractions in Disney California Adventure Park, such as the exhilarating Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. Let's see, this event is going to be on April 30th or May 1st from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. each night. Let's see, this is like really cringy. Dust off your shields, hammers, and suits of armor and come dressed in your superhero best attire. I guess you get to like dress up as like Thor or something. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, there's going to be, of course, immersive photo opportunities, and gallant, is that how you pronounce that? Gallant decor, as well as themed food, beverage, and merchandise offerings. Fun surprises to celebrate 80 years of comic art. So I guess this is not in Disneyland itself, it's in California Adventure, so that's pretty cool that they're not sort of overriding or overrunning Disneyland with Marvel characters. But yeah, unlimited digital downloads of all your... It doesn't say how much it is, though, so that's kind of sus to me. It's probably going to be like $70 per person. I might have missed it if you guys...
Totally.
Yeah, that's normally how much these events are, but I may have missed it if you guys click the article. You can read through the entirety of what the event details. And for this is this, I believe, in my opinion, this is the saddest. Oh, I need a burp. Excuse me. There we go. This last bit of news is very sad, near and dear to my heart. Free samples are no longer being offered at the Ghirardelli chocolate ice cream place in California Adventure. Now, I know one of the main reasons I'd head over to that part of California Adventure is to get the free pieces of sourdough bread from the bread tour place, whatever that is called, and to get, of course, the free mini square chocolates from Ghirardelli. But free samples are no longer being offered at Ghirardelli Soda Fountain and Chocolate Shop, I guess that's the full name, in Disney California Adventure Park. And according to Disneyland News Today, samples already disappeared from the same Ghirardelli shop in Disney Springs a while ago. Yeah, boycott Ghirardelli, says Not the Killing Type. I know, my gosh, it's so... makes me so angry. To my knowledge, the bread is safe. I'm sure it's cheaper to cut up pieces of bread and give them out for free than, you know, packaged caramel candy. Wait, is it just me, or did you spell everything right? I know I made extra sure, but stay tuned to the end of the episode for Matt Host's Ghost, because Alex read a very I don't even know how to... I haven't even seen it yet, so I'm not even prepared for what Alex has done. But yeah, on that note, that is all we have for this week's news from the peak. And I know I was forgetting something. I just want to thank everybody who subscribed to the main channel. We just hit 10,000 subscribers the other day, you guys, on the main Matterhorn Matt channel. So I just want to thank every single one of you for supporting me and the show, and Alex as well, for this long. I think I started this channel August, maybe the 17th of 2017, so it's been almost 2 years, maybe like a year and a half or so. Yeah, I just want to thank everybody out there for I don't know, for sticking around this long. Yeah, Sam's not here, and I do have questions for you guys. There is going to be a 10,000 subscriber special that'll be coming soon. I bought these Disneyland ticket books off eBay. They were only $13 for a handful of vintage ticket books, and I want to know if there is any way to tell if they're real or if they're fake. Because I know there are some fake ones out there, I'm sure, that people are selling on eBay, but I want to know if you guys have, or if you guys know any way to tell if they're real or fake. I mean, they smell pretty legit, in my opinion. But if you guys know anything about that, just type in chat, comment down below.
I might have a clue for you.
Ooh, please do tell, because I'm very interested to see if they're fake or not, or if they're real.
How much did you buy them for?
Like 13, I think. I was one of the only bidders. Someone else bid against me, but I raised the bid by like $5, and then they didn't bid again, so...
Ooh, okay, well, they have a very specific size. And it's possible for the size to be replicated, but I do know that a bunch of replicas went out at one point and they were not the same size. Mm-hmm. But you're looking for a ticket book approximately 3 inches by, I think, 7 or 8 inches long.
3 inches by 7 inches long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these are probably fake then, but still. It's pretty, I guess it's pretty cool to still have them anyways. I'll probably frame them.
But the cool thing is the
here.
fake ones still look legit, though.
Yeah, I guess I'll just show one of them to you guys. This one's kind of tiny. It's really cute. It's only missing the A tickets, though. But, I don't know why I'm smelling it to, like, see if it's real or not. I wouldn't know what they smell like, but...
Does it look old or worn in any way?
I mean, it does. They do kind of look really vintage. I mean, this one's... I mean, it's kind of hard to tell over the camera, but they do look like they've been around for a good while. Like, I mean, I guess people wouldn't really put in the effort to, like... I don't know, like scratch these up on purpose just to make them look more legit. But I don't know, in my opinion, they do look at least somewhat authentic. But, yeah, so just, I guess I'll, Not the Killing Type put a link in chat. I'll open that. I'll save it for after the stream. I'll look into that. I'll update you guys, I guess, next week. Yeah, this is like a conspiracy almost. See if they're real or not, but okay, let's see. I think that is all my announcements. Yeah, that's all I had to say, and we might as well get right into this week's topics, but we have some interesting stuff that we're going to talk about. But before we get into that, I'd just like to showcase this image that I made myself. Someone else in the Discord made a similar image to this one, but I felt like I could spruce it up a little bit more. So if you guys would like to screenshot this, print it out, tape it all over Disneyland, all over downtown Disney if you'd like. There it is. Just take the screenshot if you'd like. But me and a bald Chappick up there. Yeah, very interesting. And I guess before we get into the main stuff that we want to talk about, Alex, have you seen the new Aladdin trailer that was released this past week?
Oh my. I have the unfortunate displeasure of saying yes, I have.
And Alex, did you happen to see Will Smith's Genie in the trailer?
Well, I thought I was drunk, but apparently I was perfectly sober when I saw it, so yes.
Now, Alex, what are your thoughts on Will Smith's Genie in the new Aladdin trailer?
It's just cringy, you know? It's just like why would they do that? Okay, I get that maybe he's blue, but I mean, they made him look like super like oddly muscular and thick. Like, why couldn't it have just been like Will Smith's normal body, you know? But then just like slightly bluish. Like, I don't know. I guess there's no good way of doing that, but nevertheless, it just looks weird. And I don't know what to say about his personality because, I mean, he only had like a few words in the trailer, so it's hard to tell like what kind of personality he brings to it. Obviously, he can't replicate, you know, Robin Williams, so he has to bring his own style to it. So we'll see how that goes. But otherwise, the look of this Genie is just creepy and cringeworthy and just weird.
Yes. It's almost as if some things from an animated movie don't translate well to a live action movie. Huh.
Gee.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thunk?
I mean, who would have thunk? I mean, obviously, the CGI, this is not going to be the finished version. I'm sure they still have to polish it off before it gets released in movies. But even... You can even go back and look at like one of the very first Infinity War trailers and compare sort of the CGI from the trailer to the actual movie. You can see like there's sort of a noticeable difference. It's gotten better in between the time that the animation studio or the CG studio, whatever they're called, had time to, you know, improve it before it got released in the movies. But I mean, this is sort of like a real low starting point to like improve on. I mean, you can almost like see the seam right on his forehead where it transitions from his face, from his actual face, to like the CGI blue head. Like this is right there. There's like an odd color like shift. Please change the picture. I'm sorry, I won't subject you guys to that anymore. I mean, I'm gonna have to subject you guys to this because for our next bit of news, this is sort of not necessarily a developing story, but this is an interesting story nonetheless, and I figured it'd be interesting to bring it up and talk about it at least. Before we get into that,
What? You can't just do that.
No. Before we get into that, I do want to provide an update. Last week we said that World of Color was returning on February 22nd. Apparently that was a misinformation. The Disneyland website was incorrect. World of Color is returning February 23rd, not the 22nd, according to Disneyland News Today. Just wanted to get that. I forgot about that. I didn't put a picture up. But this is interesting. This is even more interesting than that. According to the OC Register, I saw this on Twitter. A Disneyland guest was ejected after hanging a Trump banner on the Mark Twain riverboat. Yeah, this is the image of that, and there's also a video of them doing it that I'll play later on for you guys if you'd like to see it. But yeah, this is just very interesting. The guest, they provided full name, you know, for who did this, because he did live stream. Apparently, the guest who did this live streamed the event on his Facebook page. So yeah, that's very, very interesting. Yeah, he did do this in Florida in the Magic Kingdom. I'm sure you guys have seen the images. I believe he undid the banner at the train station in the Magic Kingdom, and he did get, you know, I don't know if it was permanently banned or like banned for a month or whatever, but he did get banned from Walt Disney World for doing this, and apparently that wasn't enough. He had to hop on over literally across the country to Walt Disney's original Magic Kingdom and do this on the Mark Twain. Alex, what are your thoughts on? Well, we'll make this brief, but Alex, what are your thoughts on this very silly, interesting event?
Well, I get where this guy is coming from. I mean, he probably felt that Disney needs to build the berm taller and higher and, you know, all the way around. But this wasn't the way to display that. But anyway, politics aside, or not politics aside, but, you know, I just feel like election stuff like that, I guess not election stuff, whatever this is, this thing for Trump 2020, it doesn't belong at Disneyland. I mean, come on, people are trying to have fun, people are trying to enjoy being in another world, you know, and it's just this stuff doesn't belong in Disneyland, you know. If anything, I don't know, like hang it off the side of a building somewhere on Harbor Boulevard. I don't care, but you know. But I mean, come on, it kind of it destroys the illusion, the magic of Disneyland. So, is that the video?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Build a proper berm and make Universal pay for it, Mateo. That's a good one. Yeah. So, while you guys are watching this, I guess Jennifer Elliott, who was a guest that happened to be watching this, said, quote, "I saw someone putting something out on the side of the boat," she said disapprovingly. "This is the happiest place on earth. That kind of political agenda doesn't belong in the park. We hear about politics every day. I come to Disney to escape it." And I was appalled and kind of dumbstruck. So yeah, I muted the video because I haven't watched. I don't know if there's any bad words in it, but yeah, this is basically, they just stood there, you know, for whatever reason, and according to oh my gosh, Parks spokeswoman Liz Jager, she made a comment saying, quote, "We welcome all guests to enjoy our parks. However, demonstrations and the display of signs and banners are not permitted. This person has been previously warned, and we have taken appropriate steps to address this behavior. And yeah, this person, who apparently was an ex-Marine, was previously banned, like I mentioned, from Walt Disney World for holding up this, I believe it's the same Trump sign in the Magic Kingdom. And yeah, so that's that. Just figured you guys would get a kick out of that. Very interesting. I don't know what else to say after that.
You know, the guy probably did it for popularity. Like, I don't feel like it was 100% about the sign that he was holding up. I feel like it was more about, like, so he could, you know, get his, like, 15 minutes of fame, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because he did it in Walt Disney World and it went viral, and now he did it at Disneyland. It's going to go viral again. So he's trying to be famous, I think. And, yeah.
Yeah. Poor guy. I mean, I do the same. I hang up a banner of my face if it would get me famous as well. Just kidding. But that would be pretty funny to see. I'm not going to do it. Nobody do that, please. Yeah, I guess we'll move on from that. I don't think we have any other topics to talk about. Now we're going to get into our sort of main kind of topics, I guess. We do have more to talk about after this, but first, we would like to take a few moments to talk about two very important Disney legends. I believe they were both Disney legends who passed away this past week. First and formally, Dave Smith passed away in Burbank, California on the February 15th of 2019 at the age of 78, and former CEO of the Walt Disney Company and son-in-law to Walt Disney, Ron Miller, passed away February 9th at the age of 95. So yeah, big F in chat for these two amazing, wonderful people. And yeah, I guess we'll get into sort of what sort of impact they've had on the Disney Company. We'll start with Dave, since this sounds weird to say since he was the most recent. But Alex, for those of you who don't know who Dave Smith is, Alex, why don't you explain sort of what his role was in the, I guess, sort of preservation and a lot of the important pieces of Disneyland history.
Mm-hmm. So Dave Smith, a lot of Disney fans know him, but they don't really know too much about him and how much he's done. But for everybody, whether you know him or not, basically, Dave Smith started off in the Walt Disney Company in the year 1970. He was hired by Walt's brother, Roy O. Disney himself. And the reason was because, you see, back then the company was, well, just a company. They didn't think of themselves as anything historically special or anything like that. They were just a company that makes people laugh and entertains people. But when they needed to, well, I can't believe they needed to, but when the company needed to clear out Walt Disney's personal office at the studio in order to make room for a new office for a new CEO in the future, they felt like they needed to document the entire office, because, you see, the office hadn't been touched since 1966, the day Walt Disney died. They literally left everything as it was from the day he died. And in 1970, they needed to clear out the office, and they felt like, wait a minute, we can't just move everything. Maybe we should find somebody who can archive all this. So they started looking for somebody, and Roy himself found Dave Smith, who had previously interned at the Smithsonian, and he had also worked at a few libraries and things like that. He had some education in archiving and things like that. So Roy hired him, and basically his job duty was just to spend, I don't know how long, I think it was a couple days to possibly a few weeks, of just, first of all, photographing all of Walt's office, every inch, and then carefully putting away all of Walt's things and logging it and archiving it, for lack of a better word. And so he started off doing that, and the company was really impressed with how he handled it and the sensitivity he had, and of course his professionalism. So ever since then, they've kind of used him to document and archive things of Disney history and stuff like that. And so he founded the Disney Archives department, and from there he built up a team of archivists and things like that. And basically, whenever they weren't putting stuff away that was of historical interest or value, they were going through other storage places looking for things that were previously put away. And so they would like go through all these things, and they would look for stuff that he's put away, or that the company's put away, I'm sorry. And then they would log it and archive it and whatever. And so basically, yeah, that's what they did. Anyway, so the importance of what Dave did is that he really organized everything. And so now some of the most amazing pieces of Disney history, which would have just been left on dusty shelves for decades if it wasn't for him, are now available for people to see and understand and learn about. And furthermore, he was a Disney historian. So he did a lot when it came to providing people with a lot of information as to the company's history and even Disneyland's history. And so my personal feelings that I wanted to share with everybody was that, you see, Dave Smith meant a lot to me, because I first started researching Disneyland when I was 12. That's when I became interested in the Disney Company and Walt Disney. And back then, there was no like Disney YouTube. There was like no Justin Scard, no Adam the Woo, or anybody to teach you about Disneyland back then, back in those days. And so it was just, all of that was just so new. And so I would end up looking up like information and books and articles and things. And I even had this, I don't remember what magazine it was, but I had like a Disney magazine that I would always read. And at the end of the magazine was a section called Ask Dave. And people could literally write in their questions for Dave Smith about anything Disney history, and he would post it in the next magazine, like the answers to people's questions. So I used to, like, as like a 12 and 13-year-old and 14-year-old, I would ask him these questions that I would have, because I'd research things and just have random questions. And sometimes the questions would be answered in the next magazine articles. And so I looked up to this guy a lot, and I learned so much. And he's even kept a collection of historical Disneyland photographs from the olden days all the way up till like as recently as like a month ago. So anyway, this guy was a big inspiration to me, and I had my dream come true one day as a cast member. He decided to hold a lecture in the Disneyland Opera House, the same building cool. where Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln is showed. And it was only for cast members, and believe it or not, not many people knew who he was, so nobody like signed up. There was like maybe a group of 50 people. And I went there and I saw his whole seminar, and it was even funny because he gave the crowd a question, you know, like what happened to the fish that people would catch off Tom Sawyer's Island? Where did they keep it, you know, after people caught them? So after the thing, we had a chance to go up to him, shake his hand, talk to him. And I waited to be the very last person because I wanted to have some time with this guy. And I told him that I actually knew the answer to that question. All the fish was kept at what was then the Aunt Jemima Pancake House, but what is today Riverbell Terrace. There's even a room which used to be the icebox room where they kept all the fish. So he was really glad to hear that, and we had this long conversation. So I got to really know this guy. He told me personally how he started and the conversations and stories he's had with Roy and other people. So sorry I made that really long. It's just that this guy meant a lot to me. And so I hope that he is in a better place now. So thank you, everybody, for listening to me.
Yeah, someone asked if he had a window on Main Street. I don't think he does. I just Googled.
I don't know.
And I couldn't find an image of it. So according to my 5-second Google search, he doesn't. But if any of you guys do know in chat or in the comments below, definitely let us know. If he doesn't, then he most definitely deserves at least a window on Main Street or something else named after him. But Jeremy was telling us in the Discord, I believe it was yesterday, about how he had a sort of close relationship with him, about how I think he said that Dave came to some of Jeremy's plays, I think, and saw him perform. Something along the lines of that.
Jeremy said something like that.
Yeah, so that's very cool. I never got to meet him, but trying to reach out. But yeah, again, guys, big F in chat. This is only the first. We got some more sad stuff coming up. Let's see. Ron Miller as well, like I mentioned, passed away February 9th at the age of 85, and Miller served as president and later CEO of the Walt Disney Company from 1978 to 1984 during a very rocky period for the company. He was president of the board of directors of the Walt Disney Family Museum and owner of Napa's Silverado Vineyards. I pronounced that right. I'm sure most people know Ron better than they know Dave. But Alex, again, you're the best at explaining this. For those of you that don't know who Ron Miller is, why don't Alex explain who he was and why he was so impactful to the company?
Okay, this will be brief because admittedly I don't know much about Ron Miller's involvement with the company, but what I do know is that obviously, as Matt had said, he was the husband to Diane Disney, Walt's daughter, and he was a football player at the time when she had met him and then married him. And anyway, so he ended up getting involved with the company because Walt himself asked him, like, hey, would you want to get involved with certain things? I think Ron ended up maybe directing a few TV shows here and there, just kind of scattered about. Walt would give him these random tasks, like, produce this or watch over this department or do that. And so towards the end of Walt's life, I think in the last year of his life, Walt had told Ron that he was going to put Ron in charge of the studio itself, like the whole studio, because Walt was going to focus on Epcot, and then he was going to have someone else, I forget at this moment who was going to be in charge of Imagineering, but he was going to have someone be in charge of Imagineering. So yes, Ron was going to be in charge of the studio, and I don't know how that ended up, but what I do know is after Walt had died, it was Roy E. Disney, that'd be Roy O. Disney's son, who had created an effort to place Ron as CEO after the death of his father, Roy O. Disney, in 1971. So I'm getting mixed up as to if Ron came right after Roy O. Disney or after someone else. I can't quite remember. But what I do know is that Ron did spend a while as the CEO of the company, and he actually was instrumental in keeping the company from going under and from kind of getting rocked around by the corporate mess that was happening at the time when it came to a bunch of other companies trying to buy each other out. And eventually I think Ron was replaced by Michael Eisner. So I hope I have that correctly, but nevertheless, what you can get from this is Ron did serve as CEO, and he was very influential in the company. So anyway, great respect for this guy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that both of these two such big influences in the company passed away within 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 7 days of each other. Yeah, if you guys have anything you'd like to say as well, you can definitely type in chat, comment down below. If you have any, I guess, like personal experiences, because I didn't know that Dave Smith was so, because I was sort of intrigued when Jeremy said that I think Jeremy said that he messaged him a lot on Facebook as well. I was kind of intrigued about how he was telling this like story of how he like personally knew Dave Smith. And yeah, if you guys have any stories or things that you've if you've like hung out with him for lunch or something and he said something interesting, I don't know, or if you just like to pay your respects, F in chat or type your stories down below in the comments or in chat. We'll end up maybe reading some of them if you guys end up having any later in the show. But yeah, I guess that wraps that up. Yeah, like I said, again, big F in chat. I haven't put an F yet. There we go. Big F in chat to these two amazing people who had a very big impact on the Walt Disney Company. And let's see, there was a comment that I wanted to read. David said, "I hope what he preserved gets preserved." That sort of is a wonky sentence, but yeah, I really hope that the company doesn't end up meddling with anything that Dave ended up doing. Do you guys know what I mean? I hope they don't like end up selling some parts of the archive. I think Disney Doof said something along the lines in chat, but I guess there's only one way to see. All right, anyways, moving on to our third, I guess, main topic. We sort of talked about this like a few weeks ago about the Pirates of the Caribbean quote-unquote reboot. This is a very interesting article. This is from Inside the Magic. I'm just going to read the headline, the title of the article. Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean reboot in harsh waters. Series might be walking the plank. I love that title so much. According to Inside the Magic, they say, according to Deadline, Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese, writers of Deadpool, have stepped away from Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean reboot, leaving the project in limbo of possibly ever coming to the big screen. Oh my gosh, guys, Pirates of the Caribbean isn't gonna get a new movie. I'm so sad. I'm so distraught. You guys, you have no idea. Disney is currently in search of viable replacement options, or that the franchise might be headed to dry dock for good. I love this article so much. I'll have the link in the description.
Just hired J.J. Abrams and we'll get an exact copy of the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Yes! There you go. Alex, don't give him any ideas. Gosh, don't say that. October 2018 was when we first heard of the possibility of a reboot of the swashbuckling film series. This is when the news of Reese and Wernick, I don't know if I'm pronouncing those right, stepping aboard the project was first reported. Only a day later, we found out that Johnny Depp would not be reprising his role in the series if the project were to go into production. So, I guess for all you hardcore Pirates of the Caribbean movie fans out there, you're going to have to wait to see if your beloved franchise is going to get a new movie. You know, Alex and I have talked about the woes of this franchise very repeatedly on the stream, so we're not going to bombard your ears with that. I guess my personal opinion, I honestly don't care about this. I really don't. The last movie was doo-doo, and I wasn't planning on seeing the new one if they ended up making it. I guess it would depend on if it's a full-on reboot or if they kept the two leads that they introduced in the last movie. Because if they kept the two leads from the last movie, I wouldn't see it. But if it was like a full-on reboot, then I would be more interested in seeing it. Disney Doof says, make a sixth one with all the original characters to wrap it up and reboot it in 10 to 15 years. I mean, they could. Yeah, I mean, they could just do that. But this last movie was meant to sort of kick off the franchise again That's what at least what it looked like in my opinion. He was sort of meant to carry on, I guess, pass the torch to the two new characters that were introduced. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really care at all about the last one. My mom loved the last one, so I guess Disney's got that going for them. Pirates of the Caribbean reboot gonna get poo-poo plattered. Mateo. Nate says, get rid of Johnny Depp from the ride, hopefully soon. I mean, it's a possibility. I feel like if the reboot were to go into production and actually get made, I feel like they would have removed Johnny Depp from the ride. But now that they are putting this on hold, I feel like that is also going to be put on hold as well. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Emilio says, I feel like it's too early for a reboot. I mean, that's true. When was the last movie? It came out in 2017 or 2018? I think it was 2017.
Yeah, 2017, I think.
Like I said, guys, I don't really care at all about this franchise, so I don't know the release of the last movie. But
the only thing good about the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean movie was heartthrob Brenton Thwaites.
I don't know. Who is that? Which one is that?
The guy all the way on the right hand of the picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess. I guess my favorite parts of these movies have always been yeah, my favorite parts of these movies have always been what is his name? Barbosa? He's always been my favorite parts, and I was glad to see him reprise his role in this movie, because I don't think he was in the one before. No, he was. I can't remember now. I don't know if he was in On Stranger Tides.
Yes, he was. Yes.
He had like the peg leg. Right?
He had the peg leg, and he was working for His Majesty's Royal Navy.
Yes, that's right. I remember. Yeah. He's the only parts I like in these movies. The first one was good. The first Pirates of the Caribbean movie was great. I think it's on Netflix, actually. One of them is on Netflix. Second one was fine. Then it just all goes... It's like an exponential... What's the opposite of an exponential growth? An exponential decline? That's what this movie series is. Exponential loss. That is what these movies are. It just like went up and then just like poopy down the toilet.
Ewy.
But yeah, if you guys have any thoughts, if you'd like to, I guess, press F to pay your respects to the Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean reboot. Because it is in harsh waters, you guys. The series might be taking a walk on the plank. We'll never know. But we'll update you guys on whether or not it ends up happening or whether or not it ends up getting full-on canceled. Yeah, that's all we have for the stream. We didn't have a lot to talk about today. We can go over some more what did we do last week? Some more of the Google Maps reviews. If you guys would like to do that, we can do more of that. But we also have Alex's spooky story that he wrote specifically to me. And I opened, while Alex was talking, I opened the file that he sent me. I didn't read it. But the title of the document that he sent me is Matt's Demise. So I'm really scared, you guys. I don't know what to think.
Okay, so I was hoping that you'd put it up on the screen so people can try to read along too, because I feel like if you were just reading it without showing them, then they might not even know what words you're trying to pronounce.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'll definitely put it up on screen for you guys to read along with me. But I guess we can. I don't know if you guys want to do more of the Google Maps funny reviews for Disneyland, maybe we can move over to Walt Disney World. No, I guess we'll stick to Disneyland. We'll do short segment, and then we'll get into Alex's spooky story that he sent to me. Let's see. Because I think Alex said that it was a true story that happened to him, but he said that he was going to spice it up. It's a true story, but I just wrote it in such a way that should be confusing and difficult. And just so you know, to people who actually know what all these words mean, you'll notice there's a lot of redundancy in the sentences, and that's on purpose because
if there's a word that's complicated that Matt does know the definition of, I still want to try to throw him off of the sentence so that way he can still be confused. So yeah, you'll notice some redundancies in the wording, but that's on purpose.
I'm scared, you guys. I don't know what to think. I'm very... Matt's demise. All right. We'll do a few rides here. Maybe we can make this into like a weekly thing. I don't know. Some people seem to like this. How can I get you my Shrek creepypasta? I'll go into the details of how you guys can send in spooky stories later on when we get to the segment of Matt Hosts Ghosts. But yeah, what ride would you guys like to start with today? Last week we did Tarzan's Treehouse. We did one for Pooh Corner. That's right.
That was my favorite one.
Warning, I got 2 likes already. Yes. Okay, we can do Nemo. Someone said Nemo. We'll start with Nemo today. Finding Nemo, submarine. Did we do that one? We did not. Oh, this guy gave it 1 star. I would skip this ride. Not fun. Hot and stuffy. Condensation made the windows made it harder to see. Someone says Teacups, Mad Tea Party, Indiana Jones. All right, we'll go in order. We'll do Finding Nemo first. So if you guys missed last week, basically the way we did this, we voted on which rides we would review. We're not like seriously reviewing them. We're leaving, I guess, sort of funny. Well, I'll read a few examples of what we did last time. Last time, like I said, Alex, this was our favorite one. We reviewed Pooh Corner. Warning, this is not the restrooms. 1 star. So yeah, that's basically what we were going for. We did one for Haunted Mansion, I believe. Yeah, we did Haunted Mansion. There's been a man hanging from the ceiling for decades, and I'm getting worried. They will not let me feed him. I'm worried about his overall health. That was a good one. 2 stars. So yeah, that's basically sort of the vibe we're going for. Bryce says 7 out of 10, too much water for Finding Nemo. Mateo says review the subs but act like it's the original version. Let's see. I'll give it 2 stars. I wish I had pictures of like me photo. You guys should like someone Photoshop a picture of the porthole, one of the portholes with like me standing and like waving in the water. I feel like that'd be a funny picture to include. Bryce says 7 out of 10, too much water. We'll do some placeholders. Too much water. Okay, so that's our first. Someone said... Did we do Indiana Jones last? I don't think we did. Let's see. We did Indiana Jones. I was promised earthly riches, but someone decided to look into the eyes of Mara. That's the last time I visit the gates of doom. So we already have Indiana Jones done. I think Alex came up with that one. Alex came up with most of these.
I'm a funny guy.
Under Disneyland Resort, reviews say this is not Harry Potter World. Star Tours complain about how small this new land is. That's a good one. I was promised how many acres of Star Wars land?
So I went to Red Rose Tavern today. And these people sat next to me after I got my food, and this guy was like handing his like kids Gaston's brew. It's a drink made of like mango and apple juice, and they put like a lemon foam on top, so it looks like a beer. And so like he's handing it to his kids, and he goes, "Oh, you guys got to drink this. You know, I got this for you." And they're like, "What is it?" And he's like, "It's like a butter beer." I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, it is nothing like a butter beer. Like, what? Oh my gosh.
Wait, I completely just lost. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I accidentally switched. Okay, Star Wars is 14. Star Wars land is 14 acres. I was promised a 14-acre land. All I got was I'm not very good at these, as you guys can tell. I was promised a 14-acre land. All I got was... I was promised 14-acre land, but ended up getting... No, wait. But my... What's the word for my mother-in-law? ended up getting recruited to the dark side. That's a pretty good one. 2 stars. Let's see. Matterhorn, a fantastic chiropractor sensation. I highly recommend it. All right, that's a good one. Did we already do? Okay, we didn't do this one. 5 stars. Fantastic. How do you spell chiropractor? Chiropractor session. I highly recommend it. Alright. You guys are so much better at this than I am. Let's see. If I wanted earthly riches, I'd have stayed at home instead of spending money to go to Disneyland. That's a good one. Someone else... If someone else wants to leave that one on Indiana Jones, because the one we have is still pretty good. All I got was a broken droid and a bumpy tour of Endor. Disney should seriously consider getting a chiropractic group to sponsor the Matterhorn. Oh, we gotta review Ghirardelli, that's right. Oh, I'm giving them 1 star. 1 star, Ghirardelli, where are you at? Where is it even? It's over here, right? Here it is.
You should put for Ghirardelli, no more free chocolate. Now who's the square?
Now who's the square? 1 star. All right, that's a good one. Oh my gosh. Let's see. What else? I think we did Mad Tea Party and the teacups. Oh, those are the same thing. I just remembered.
I just can't wait for Disney to like totally block you from leaving reviews. From like putting all these bad reviews everywhere.
Yeah. They probably would, to be honest. I'd be honored, Disney, if you would do that. For Mad Tea Party we have I love the teacups, but please move them somewhere else because they take up so much space and bottlenecks the walk. That one wasn't really a funny one. That was just one I came up with when we were reviewing. What were we doing? We were doing our ideas on how to improve guest flow. Review Big Thunder and complain about the dangerous TNT left unsupervised on the tracks. Where is Big Thunder? Here it
is. Someone left a goat chewing on a stick of dynamite.
Oh, I can change the name. I can suggest the name to be changed. Dare I?
Dare you?
No, I can't. For another ride, I'll do it. Alright. 3 stars for Matterhorn. Someone let a goat chew on some TNT. Must have escaped from Big Thunder Ranch. Is that a good one?
Maybe.
From Big. Some of these are placeholders. If you guys come up with better ones. I'm getting a call on my phone. If you guys come up with better ones for ones we already did, just type in chat. Okay. Soren Joe Swanson sent me on a hang glider and an elephant threw dirt in my face. Not a bad time. T-Will's good at this. Alright. Is that his name? Joe Swanson?
Joe Swanson is the character he plays in Family Guy.
Oh. I haven't seen I've seen a few episodes of Family Guy.
Fan.
No. Joe Swanson. I guess I can just copy and paste. Yeah. 4 stars. Joe Swanson sent me on a hang glider, and an elephant threw dirt in my face. Not a bad time. 4 stars. All right. I wonder if I can change the name of the Matterhorn bobsleds to Matterhorn Matt.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's a contact number for the Matterhorn. I wonder if this is like just guest relations. I mean, I can do it. I'm gonna send it in to review. Thanks for improving. You'll get an email when your suggestion is reviewed. Thank you. My friends are calling me. I need to turn on Do Not Disturb. Okay, we'll do one more. One more ride. Matterhorn Matt's bobsleds. Great moments. They claim Lincoln was assassinated, but I have proof he's still alive. That's a good one. T-Will's good at this. Gosh. Oh, no, that wasn't T-Will. That was a sort of Jade. Jade's good at this as well. Write a review. They claim... I only barely learned how to spell Lincoln's last name a few years ago.
While Matt's typing that for you guys, I went to Disneyland today. As a matter of fact, I had just returned from Disneyland when we started this stream, just in the nick of time. And so there's something really cool happening. They're completely refurbishing the entire Primeval World diorama on the Disneyland Railroad. So my favorite dinosaur, Chewie the Brontosaur, hopefully he'll get chewing again sometime soon. And and I got some really great 4K footage and some time lapse and motion lapse and also some slow-mo stuff like that. And I took a picture with Princess Tiana, my favorite Disney princess.
Gosh, you lucky bean.
You lucky dog. You. It was a great day at Disneyland. And,
well, why don't you tell the people about the new camera that you got? Because I feel like you'd be interested in that.
So this is a chance for me to promote my channel. So for those of you who don't know that I have a channel and I'm not just some random guy that shows up on Matt's streams here, but I had a channel like before Matt had Matterhorn Matt channel, and it was my videos weren't very well polished. You know, I focused more on just the fun facts and technical details, and I wasn't very good at editing. But recently I got a sponsor for my channel. His name is Jason, and he's a really great guy. I met with him the other day, and he's sponsoring my channel by the fact that he purchased me a new 4K camera, the Osmo Pocket. You've probably heard of it. And I got it last night, and I went to Disneyland today to record some stock footage for my channel, so I can make some intro videos or intros to my videos and things like that. And it's a really cool camera. It can do up to 4K 60 frames per second. It can do slow-mo at 120 frames per second in 1080p. Unfortunately, it doesn't do 4K in slow-mo, but it does do time-lapse in 4K as well, and motion lapse, which for those of you who don't know is basically time-lapse, but the camera slowly moves, and you can choose up to like 4 or 5 places for the camera to move as it records its time lapse. So that's like really cool. And it's this tiny little camera if you look it up, and it literally fits in the palm of my hand. It's also a gimbal, so it is self-stabilized. And it's just a really amazing camera. It's perfect for a person like me because I don't know much about cameras. I prefer to just point and shoot. And this camera delivers near professional quality. I mean really like close to professional quality for something that is basically just point and shoot. And I love it. And I think it's great, and it'll definitely up the quality of my channel and my videos. And on the 20th, which is, I believe, this Wednesday, will be the official relaunch of my channel, where I will once again make history videos. I'm hoping at least 60 episodes. So last time it was about 30. This time I'm hoping for at least 60, if not way more than that, if I can find more things to talk about. And it's going to be really fun, and I really hope you guys join me because, I think that I still have a lot of information and fun facts and technical details to offer that I never got to put in my original videos. And on top of that, you'll get some great 4K footage and fresh footage from Disneyland. And Matt, if you ever need some footage
that's right.
rides and stuff, I'd be happy to get it for you. Though there is one thing. The camera does not do too well in extreme low light, like the Haunted Mansion, because the camera, in order for it to even point in the right direction, when you turn it on, it has to be able to see what it's looking at. And if it's dark, like in the Haunted Mansion, and I turn it on, the camera will point all the way to the ground because it can't see anything. So I literally couldn't video any of the dark rides. But supposedly it takes really great night shots. So I'm going to try to get some views of Main Street and the rest of the park at night, just not on the rides because it can't see. So that's the one downside to this camera, is when it comes to dark rides, on-ride video may be pretty difficult to get. But anyway, yes, if you need anything from the exteriors of the park,
yes,
I would be happy to get you that 4K 60 frames per second footage, time lapse, motion lapse, or slow-mo if you would like, Matt.
Yes. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Yeah, Alex's channel has always been linked in the description, by the way, you guys. If you didn't, like I said, or like Alex said, if you guys didn't know he has a channel, he does. It's in the description. Go subscribe to him. Yeah, Alex has been around way before I ever came along. But I guess everybody's sort of antsing. They gotta ants in their pants to get to get on with the story. I've never actually used that expression before, I don't think. But all right, guys, this is gonna be very, I don't know. I guess we'll just get right into this week's Matt Hosts Ghosts.
Welcome to Matt Hosts Ghosts.
All right. Welcome to Matt Hosts Ghosts, everybody. I've been looking at the screen at what Alex has written, but I haven't been reading it. I was just mainly adjusting to make sure you guys can see what I'm going to be reading. Yeah, I haven't read this at all. I can only read the end. That's all I'm looking at right now. That's all I'm reading. It should still be called Late Night Tinkles.
And this story is a true story, by the way, you guys. I just wrote it in a very complicated way.
I'm scared, you guys. 302 words I see. Whew, that's more than I read in an entire month, you guys.
If he reads at all.
Exactly. But if you guys do want to send in your own spooky stories, they don't have to be true. They can, well, I guess we prefer for them to be true spooky stories, whether it be ghosts, paranormal incidents of any kind. Maybe you saw an alien spaceship. Maybe you got abducted by aliens, you guys. Send them in to us. We'll read them live for everybody.
Maybe you are an alien and you'd like to share it.
Yeah, let us be the first to know before the government finds you. You can keep your name anonymous. We won't expose you to the Space Force, whatever it's called. But yeah, you can email your spooky stories to me at ytmatterhornmatt@gmail.com, or you can send them to me through Discord. Just click on my name, paste it in, and yeah, send it over. Let's see. Is that all we have to do? These 4 paragraphs are going to add another hour to the podcast. Oh, God. It took so long for me to read the one from last week, too. And that was only like 3 pages worth of, like 2.5 pages worth of stuff. And it was double-spaced. I'm pretty sure that story was double-spaced. It's a single-spaced, I see. But, all right. Like I said, you guys can submit your own spooky stories. We'll just get right into it. I'm ready. I need to massage my eyeballs really quick just to get them ready. Just get them ready for reading. Okay, one.
I hope this ends up being funny. I hope this ends up being funny.
I got an piece of ice. All right. Like we said, this is a true story that happened to Alex, a historian. So let's get right into it. There is no official title for this, but the document is titled Matt's Demise. So that's what we're going to be calling it. You guys can already have probably already read through it. All right. This is Alex's Matt's Demise. Fret not, fellow mortals, while the account which I've chosen to procure from the confines of the seemingly innumerous chambers within my psyche may titillate the very fiber of your desire to feel disconnected while in the midst of... Did I get that one wrong already?
Yes.
Disconcerted while in the midst.
No.
Is that still wrong?
Yes.
Disconcerted.
Yeah.
While in the midst of admiration of this story, hereby does not contract with certainty that the reader or viewer at stake will be tormented by the apparition contained within the lines of this page. It happened thus: one incredible night, there happened upon a situation of which one cannot with all certainty or credulity say therein had occurred, and especially a night which would not proliferate further. I was appointed to collect the... God, you're just... What is that? Indeterminable sum of profitable platforms for which of portable platforms for which our most prestigious guests had used to tote their delicious fare. We shall hereby classify it for what it proves itself to be, with all honesty, with declaration, and above all, with absolution. A tray. I was to transfer this entirety of my cargo to the facility that processes the manufacturing of the culinary... What? Delicatstein? Oh my god.
No.
You guys got to help me out with this one, because this is... I've never seen this word before. Delicatessen, for which our employer was celebrated by said guests. Then afterwards, I was to deposit my vestiture. Afterwards, I was to deposit my vestiture at the another V. At the vestibule. Then afterwards, I was to deposit... Okay, I can't... Of the appropriate establishment. And so there I was, without the brash companionship of my confidants, trudging wearily through the concourse, devoid of conspiration among my fellow co-workers, when from the dark abyss encircling me came this most peculiar feeling of intrusion, followed by the preternatural sensation of frigid jointed appendages upon the undiluting sinusness of my shoulder. From the darkness came the faintest whisper, so soft it was that it beguiled me with its trepidation. Upon a brief survey of my surroundings, I concluded I was exclusively solitary. My heart betrayed suspension of disbelief. I absconded hastily, feigning the feeling of feverish foresight for finally finding factual fanatic phenomena. The end! Oh! I nailed that last one. Oh my gosh. All right. Thank you, Alex, for submitting that wonderful story.
So would you guys like to know what this story was about?
I would, because I was not paying attention. I was just trying to... Yeah, but anyways.
So the story is this. I was asked one night to collect some food trays and take them to another restaurant where I had to go through Big Thunder Trail at night. As I walked through there, I had a feeling of a cold hand on my shoulder, and it spoke to me very softly. I don't remember what it said, but it spoke to me very softly, and I freaked out and I left.
I think I remember you telling that on some past episode. Let's see. Someone said something in chat that I would like to read. New Age said, usually this is Matt hosts ghosts, but this time it's Alex roasts hosts. I like that. That's going That's going in the Hall of Fame. Mido, we appreciate that joke. Yeah, I think I almost nailed that last sentence. I think I was like a word off, but I'm pretty proud of the way I handled that. The last line was so bad only because of that one line. You screwed up phonetic. He was hooked on phonetics. Anyways, we hope you all enjoyed that segment of Matt Hosts Ghosts. If you'd like to, like I said, if you'd like to send in your own spooky stories to the stream, you can email them to me, ytmatterhornmatt@gmail.com, or you can... There we go. Or you can send them over through Discord. Maybe we should make like a specific channel dedicated to spooky stories. We'll think about it. We have so many channels already that, yeah, I'll think about it. But you can send them, if you would prefer, you can send them to me on Discord. Yeah, the exclamation commands aren't working today for some reason. I think Nightbot had a stroke or something, and he's in the hospital. He can't be here with us to paste the links whenever you do the exclamation commands.
Maybe we should have talked about him as part of the podcast.
Yeah, poor Nightbot. Hopefully he'll be back up and running next week. But I think that's gonna wrap up this episode. Alex, do you have any closing things you'd like to say to the stream?
That was really fun, and that was worth waiting a whole week for you to read. So
I agree. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Matterhorn Mondays, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, click the notification icon, you guys, so you don't miss a single episode of Matt hosts Matterhorn Mondays. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy the stream, be sure to comment down below your thoughts on any of the topics we talked about, whether it be the Pirates of the Caribbean reboot on... What was the terminology? I don't remember the terminology that article used. But whether it be on the Pirates of the Caribbean reboot, whether you have some interesting stories you'd like to tell about Ron Miller and Mr. Historian Dave Smith, comment down below. We'd love to hear your stories. Maybe next week we'll read some if you guys do end up commenting some of them. What else did we talk about? We talked about... Oh yeah, World of Color. Not coming back till the 23rd, not the 22nd, like Walt Disney World News Today previously reported. Gosh, that WDW News Today, you guys, they're gonna pay for that one. Just kidding. But yeah, we're glad you guys enjoyed this episode. You guys can catch us back again here next week. Maybe next week we'll have a surprise guest. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a surprise to me if we have a surprise guest, because I don't think we're going to have a surprise guest. But yeah, stay tuned. And as always, have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.